Hello, welcome to a VOD review. This is a cool one because it's a 6-stack, so this should be really interesting. Looks like we have a McCree player here. This is, I don't know what level these guys are because it looks like it's a Scrim, so cool, let's get into it. Oh yeah, I've never seen this video before, so I'll be commenting in real time. Alright, we are on King's Row. Okay. Let's look at that comp again. Darn. Oh no, Zenyatta killed the Widowmaker. Okay, so you got like a 2-2-2 with a Widowmaker as opposed to a more standard DPS. Looks like you have like a pick comp, like kind of a pick style comp where you're trying to get picks with Roadhog, Widowmaker, and McCree. So you're just looking for like quick kills and pressing forward with Reinhardt. This is actually a pretty interesting comp. You don't see stuff like this very often, so I'm a fan. I like different, just by virtue of being different. So cool.
Oh, Ripperoni. I linked him, but I want to kill myself.
Cool. Okay, so your guys' plan is to get this high ground. Cool. I would have liked if you had waited for Reinhardt to shield you guys right here.
I linked him.
Can't quite tell if he is or not. No, I don't think he is. So a little bit of patience there would have been nice, and it also would have avoided the Discord there. So.
Let's go.
Okay.
If he had, sorry, just to be clear, just if he had blocked for you guys with his shield. So all right.
What the fuck, Shimada?
I'm sorry.
The sound is very quiet. See if I can I turn that up? No, I cannot. Okay, that's fine.
Shimada, where the fuck are you going? You are actually an idiot.
Okay, so there's some tilting here. It looks like you guys fell when you didn't want to.
I'm actually angry. Alright, let's cross. Don't get hooked. Don't get fucking hooked.
Only 20 seconds wasted.
Shield's low. There's a soldier up here.
Cool. Oh, they're chasing you. Oh, wow, this is pretty interesting. You guys could probably collapse on this Reinhardt.
We need to push these guys. We need to
Alright, let's go.
Okay, so as the McCree, you were just a little bit impatient. So the correct call. So I can already tell what your team's biggest problem is, and that is patience. Everyone's really excited. They want to start fighting, all this stuff. But the correct play, let's go back and analyze this.
Yeah, don't get charged.
Okay. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. Okay, so what you needed to do is have your frontliners, probably Roadhog and Reinhardt, drop down and collapse onto this Reinhardt while you, Soldier, Anna, and Mercy pushed this way. As I say that, maybe I would switch it up a little bit. Maybe I would send like Reinhardt and Soldier down, and then everyone else push. Sorry, so Reinhardt and Soldier this way, and then the rest of the team this way. That way, on this side, you have a meat shield in Roadhog. So then you can collapse on whoever's there. It looks like it's Reinhardt, and he probably has somebody with him if the other team is smart. And fight them like that. Alternatively, you guys could kind of do a switch, and fight the people, anybody who's in this general area, and have the people back here fight that Reinhardt. Actually, this is actually pretty advantageous for you as a defense because it may look like your back's to a wall, but you actually do have a lot of room to work with, and they gave up a lot of their defensive advantage, their positional advantage. So this is actually, in my opinion, a really good position for you guys to be in. I think that it's a misplay that they came this far forward over here. So if you guys had just been a little bit patient and just made the call to collapse, your Reinhardt could have been like, guys, wait, I'm gonna collapse on them. You guys wait literally 3 seconds and then you start to push because as McCree, you could have easily gotten a flashbang over his shield, killed and put his shield down, and then Reinhardt could have charged, Roadhog could have hooked. I think you have an Anna, she could have slept dart him. So there's literally so many things you guys could have done here, but based on your comms, I can tell everyone's just really excited, and you didn't have it. I guess what I'm trying to say is it sounds like you guys lack a shot caller or a leader to make these high pressure calls in these high pressure moments. But it's really unfortunate because you guys had a really big opportunity to just win this, or at the very least make like trades in which case you have the spawn advantage, and you would have been able to take it, like maybe the next fight. So yeah, huge opportunity missed here.
Fuck! I'm actually angry at you guys. What the hell?
We're fine. We're fine.
Go for straight for point. Let's go. Straight for point. He slept. He slept. Soldier slept behind the thing. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 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 Go.
To the Mercy to the left.
Zen 10 health. Thank you.
Mercy's an arc.
I'm ulting for the boys. Mercy 1. Mercy 1.
Please don't do that. Please don't right-click people at that distance. Just, you know, trust your aim. At the very least, practice your aim there.
Also up top. Guys, help me with
Okay, so it looks like for, even though you, as the McCree, you died, you were kind of the sacrificial lamb. It looks like your team pulled out the win. I'm not quite sure how, because obviously you were dead, so I didn't see. Or actually, maybe we can look at that kill cam. Well, it doesn't matter. The point is your team cleaned up the fight, so good on them. Cool.
I got a pick.
Let's keep this going.
Bounce is-
Okay, so right now as McCree, what I'd like for you to be doing is to getting a flanking position. So I would actually like for you to have gone up the stairs and gone up to to this room that's up here, and then work your way this way. Unfortunately, you're just kind of with your team. And actually, you do have a soldier, so I would say it's more his job to do something like that than you, because you can then protect your flankers better this way. But you also could have gone up with soldier, and you guys as a duo could have put made a ton of work, or sorry, put in a ton of work on that second floor, and start flanking. I do want to commend you on checking the scoreboard for ultimates and for hero switches. Opponent switches. So I'm assuming that's what you're checking for, so I want to commend you on that.
Alright. I'm ready.
Soldiers up top behind you guys.
Nice aim. Very good, very good.
Win. Let's go.
They have res, probably.
Cool. Just be... No! You guys had just killed 3 people. There was no reason to Deadeye there. So that was obviously a really bad Deadeye.
How did he not die with nano?
So actually, now would have been a good time to have Nano Boost, because you would have zoned them to hide behind the cart, and your team would have just collapsed on them and just destroyed them. So that would have been a good time to have Nano.
Alright. It's okay.
I like really just input lag.
I'm just raging. Honestly, my expectations are so fucking high for you guys.
And also, you're using your
Especially guys to play like
your combat roll, or whatever it's called, a little bit too liberally. I think you're that was a good flashbang. You missed it, but the idea was good. Anyways, yes, your combat rolling is you're spamming it a little bit too much to catch up to your teammates and for position. But I'd prefer you save it just a little bit more. Try to be a little bit more conservative with it.
Don't die.
Are we pushing? Push!
Zembra, hook a bitch.
Shield dead.
I'm a hooker bitch. Watch this shit. Why are you in there?
Oh no. Oh.
Okay, you're being a little bit aggressive here,
I want to step.
especially since you just lost your Roadhog.
Oh, back up. My shield's dead.
Back up, honey. Back. Turn around and sprint.
My shield's dead.
That's my bad.
Ouch.
Reset. We should
Who is giving him resets?
We should have res the first.
Okay, so now the fight's over, unless your Mercy gets a res here.
He deflected.
Stage spawn.
No res. Okay, actually, I like that she saved it, because that wasn't a really good time to res, so kudos to her. You guys are waiting as a team to go together. I like it.
Can't jump up.
I have my own.
Alright, let's go. Everyone.
I would like for you. Yeah, I'd like for you to go there on that right side. You messed up your flashbang, but that's okay. I'd like you to go into this area. Contest this Genji. Push him off and push him off into this area so that your teammates can fire at him while you fire at him from this side. And that might actually be a free kill. He's being way too aggressive here, in my opinion. So punish him for that mistake. Unfortunately, you don't have flashbang, so it's going to be harder to do that now.
Use everything. I want.
Okay, good. I like that you're at the very least looking in that direction, so I like that. Oh, Rhoda. So this soldier is doing a really good job. This is exactly what his job is, and it's kind of what because you have a soldier, it's less your job. But this is the kind of thing that I want you to think about doing more often, right? Like getting these positions where you're flanking your opponents. So good on him. Unfortunately for him, it looks like you're gonna kill him, but we'll see what happens.
Big shatter. Mercy dead.
I'm pushing them.
Nice.
So bad.
Yeah, I don't know why you.
Cool. So you want to hold on to your Deadeye for just a little bit. Okay, yeah. So you don't want to use your Deadeye here. You want to save it. You could burn it, you know, when they start respawning. So we'll see what you do. Like right now, you could probably burn it. Oh, but you dropped. Okay, unfortunately, you dropped down. I would have preferred you to stay up there. That way, you have a clear line of sight of everything.
Soldiers right on you.
Oh, the diva, the defensive matrix.
Where is this boy? Okay.
Nice shooting.
Behind. Soldiers
Yeah,
behind.
probably, yeah.
Soldier 1 behind.
Okay, your Mercy still has res, so you can just go out, get on the point, and just get really aggressive. That way, you guys can all die together.
Oh, shit.
He was dead.
I got
Mercy is...
Soldier behind. Soldier behind.
Get that res.
We need somebody out of
No res? I guess you're the only one that died, but I would still like if she resed you.
Yeah, you're perfect.
Or actually, you know what? She could save it. Actually, I don't mind her saving it for a bigger wipe.
stand point. Easy. We have this.
Oh.
Kill him, shield goes down, shattering.
He's 1. He's half.
There we go.
He's sketchy 1. I got 2 picks. Come on.
You can Deadeye here. You can Deadeye.
Shoot.
I would have liked to see a Deadeye there. It would have forced them to just stand still behind the cart and warded off anybody else who wanted to come. And just, you know, you would have been absorbing a lot of pressure. They would have had to deal with you. Okay, so I think I've seen enough of this gameplay. For you specifically, I would say your aim's pretty good. Like, I would put you at, I don't know, maybe like a master's-ish level, maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little bit lower, in terms of your pure aiming skill as McCree. So good on you for that. Your usage of abilities is pretty poor. Like your Deadeye was, I think you used it once when you shouldn't have. That was bad. And then you had an opportunity there to use it at the end, and you didn't. And I think you had one more Deadeye that was okay. Your flashbangs were pretty bad. You missed a really crucial one onto Genji. Well, actually, you threw it at him, and he was way too far away. And then another time, you threw it at him, and he deflected it. So your combat rolling, I think you use it a little bit too much to get into position to like catch up to teammates and whatnot. And sometimes that's okay, but I feel like there's times where you could just save it because there might be a fight or a skirmish that happens soon, and it'd be nice to have it then. So overall, across the board, your ability usage is like pretty bad. Like I'd put it at maybe like a gold level or maybe worse. But again, your aim is so much better that, you know, it's elevating your gameplay. Positionally, not horrible, but not great either. There's times where you're too aggressive and you're getting punished for it, kind of like when the Roadhog hooked you in the beginning. I wouldn't ever say you're too passive or defensive, so that's good. So maybe just try to just pull back your aggression just a little bit. What else? Okay, teammates. So let's talk about your team since you guys are a 6-stack. Just the number one thing I want you guys to work on is to slow down. You guys are really, you know, gung-ho and excited, and you just want to fight constantly. Like when you get picks, you need to get aggressive and follow up on those picks, right? But you guys just, as soon as you get a pick, you're just like go. And sometimes you need to wait for a little bit, just like a few seconds for heals or for some cooldowns to come up, and then you can follow up, right? Like you can, when you get picks, you want to posture aggressively and stay close to your opponents, like kind of chase them. But that doesn't necessarily mean you need to start, you know, fighting immediately. So, and it seems like you guys just kind of tilt a little bit too much, and you guys are just, there's a lot of chatter. So I would just work on just everybody slowing down. Try to not panic so much. And yeah, another thing I'll say is it sounds like you guys just really need a leader, like someone that just tells everyone just to shut up and to make calls, and everyone has to follow up on his calls. If you get that, I bet you your team would improve. Because right now you're just kind of all chickens with your heads cut off. You're just running around doing tunnel visioning, and first thing that you see, you just go for it. Thankfully, your opponents here were pretty bad, so you guys just outskilled them. But if you ever played opponents who were at your skill level and just like smarter about how they approached fights and more calm and maybe just a little bit more strategic, they will wipe the floor with you every time because you guys lack cohesion and synergy and leadership. So, okay, that's enough of that. Let's we'll roll this a little bit more, see if I see anything else. But that's generally my wrap up.
If you guys get dived, I will jump down. I'm not staying with you.
That's the sand. Are they coming through flank? Shimada, you better watch that shit. Shimada, stay where I can.
And just for the record, I do like this position as McCree. And actually, the fact that you drop down, I'm totally okay with. Usually, I don't like people giving up high ground so easily, but because you have no healer, I think it's okay. And as McCree, you can better protect your back line with flashbang. So I'm totally okay with you giving up the high ground after taking a shot. So generally, I don't recommend that, but in this case, totally okay.
Fuck, I dropped.
Buddy.
We have to push.
Oh, okay, this is what I'm talking about. You made basically every mistake you could possibly make in this situation. So let's unpack it.
Fuck, I dropped.
Okay, so I'm not quite sure. I wasn't paying attention to where your healers are, but if your team is set up in a good way, they would be behind you right now. So first, they need to heal you. You need to step back a bit, wait for them to heal you, put out some damage, wait for a flank, and then proceed accordingly. What you do is you don't even wait for the heal. You just go forward, and you waste your combat roll. You're out of position. You're low health, and I think you use a flashbang here, which you miss. And you're actually lucky you didn't die here.
I'm pretty angry.
How the?
Kill this
Nice aiming though. See, so right now you're basically just being carried by your ability to aim. Another messed up flashbang.
Go kill all the two health. This is Zarya.
Actually, right there, I like that you went for that left click onto Genji, but you probably should have respected him and waited for him to bust reflect. So I like the first shot. I don't like the second shot. Okay, I think I've seen enough. So really, 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 really work on being aware of how and when you're using your abilities. Because right now, I would actually say you're at like maybe a silver or even bronze level in terms of your ability usage. But again, I'm saying that your aim is maybe like masters, maybe a little better, maybe a little worse. So I would guess that maybe all of that said, I'd maybe say you're like a platinum diamond level player. I don't know what you actually are, but that's maybe roughly where I'd put you based on what I'm seeing. You could be higher or lower depending on how well you consistently perform, right? Because I'm just basing this off of one game. So work on that. Work on your ability usage because it's really bad. Your aim is great, so don't worry about that so much. I would focus on your weaknesses first, because your weaknesses are just, you can't even call them weaknesses. They're worse than that. Like they're just so easily exploitable. So fix that first. Once you get your ability usage to like a decent baseline level, then you can start working on your strengths, which is clearly your aim. So that's cool. And then as a team, again, you guys just need to all slow down. There's no strategy. There's no thinking. Everyone's just kind of doing whatever they want. And yeah. Okay, cool. I hope this video was helpful.